Oh, it's gonna be a good one. You know, Game 5 obviously one of the most important games of a series, of 7-game series. They say 85% of the guys who win, the teams that win Game 5 win the series.
Yep.
I think Golden State's going to be victorious tonight. I think they're going to be too much for them at home.
So Mike D'Antoni, obviously, is a guy you have a lot of experience with. He's coach of the Rockets. He's been criticized some this postseason, this series in particular, for just basically saying we're going to do what we do. We're not making a ton of adjustments. Like, we're going to continue being who we are. What is in the playoffs? What does he like to play for? What that even-keeled approach? I think it was a similar demeanor he had in Phoenix. How does that help? How does that possibly hurt? What does he like to play for?
Well, I think it's definitely a similar demeanor where he's, you know, the way he's coaching now in the playoffs than when he did with us in Phoenix. But yeah, it's always with us. We had a floor general, you know, with Steve Nash, and so he was able to allow Nash to somewhat control the game. And we all followed our point guard's lead from that point of view. And I think now he feels the same way with James Harden, with Chris Paul, and these guys who have the savviness and also the experience to control the game. I think he's allowing them to play and to read the game on how the game's being played.
Yeah, you have history with both of these coaches. Nick brings up a very good time that you had there in Phoenix. Also there in Phoenix was Steve Kerr. A lot of people don't realize that.
Sure.
As a general manager, it was short. Their relationship was, say, they couldn't get along. They had some different philosophy. How impressed are you with Steve Kerr after seeing him in the front office, now seeing him one of NBA's elite coaches?
Well, you know, when Steve Kerr was our GM in Phoenix, it was such a great situation for us. You know, as players, we truly enjoyed having him around. Coach D'Antoni was our head coach at the time, and everything was flowing perfectly. And as a GM, he did a phenomenal job for us. And so he actually gave me so much motivation to win championships. I would talk to him about Michael Jordan. I want to hear the stories about the greats. And so it was awesome. But to see him now as a head coach and what he's doing now with the Warriors, I mean, I didn't see it coming. You know, he's doing a remarkable job with the organization.
Speaking of things you didn't see coming, LeBron James is basically having the, I don't know, year of his career in the last 15 years. I mean, you played, you know what he's like. You played when you thought maybe a couple years ago he was in his prime. How surprised are you that he's still playing at the top of his game right now?
It's impressive. I mean, it really is to be you know, 15, 16 years in just about, and to be playing at that level of excellence every single night. You know, and the NBA season is such a long season. You know, you have preseason, you have, you know, the regular season and the playoffs. And this guy's been playing every year going into the finals, you know, and he takes no time off, you know. And so to see him still playing at a high level at this age is remarkable.
You were the Rookie of the year before LeBron got to the league, and then he won Rookie of the Year. So, I mean, you guys were contemporaries. There was a period in time where you guys were both top 5 MVP. Like, people, I think maybe some of the younger audience doesn't know, before your injury, you were one of the dominant forces in the league. Steve Nash gets the focus from those Suns teams, but that doesn't exist without you hammering on folks and without some of the battles you guys went through against San Antonio. When you look back to your run in Phoenix, do you think about how great it was, or do you think about some of the injuries, or to Joe Johnson, he breaks his face when you guys could have won the title, the suspension when Robert Horry gets a hip check Steve Nash, you guys could have won the title? What's your feeling on that era of your career in Suns basketball?
When I look back at it, I always look at it from a positive point of view, because we had so much fun playing. We transcended the game of basketball. When Coach D'Antoni said, "Hey, Amar'e, instead of you playing power forward now, I want you to play center." And at first I was like, there's no way. I'm only 245. I got to guard Shaq every night. And then once I made the adjustment of playing center, then that 7 seconds or less offense kicked in. It was just like, you know, it was so much fun. We felt like rock stars on the road. The game was easy. And it was beautiful to play.
When you say you transcended basketball, you also changed the way it's played. Like, can you
yes.
when he first brought to you guys that style, now everyone's doing it. Everyone's going small. Everyone's trying to play at a pace. Everyone's taking a bunch of threes. You guys and like the Nuggets of the late 80s were the only teams that had ever actually done it. How hard was the adjustment? How fun? Like, can you tell people that don't remember how different it was compared to the way other teams were playing?
You know, it took a slight adjustment, but we had players on the team that were very fast and quick in their position. myself at the center position. Sean Marion was playing the power forward, which he was a natural small forward, and Steve Nash, who's a soccer player who just does not get tired. So when the ball is thrown in bounds, he's already gone, and so when he's gone, you got to keep up with him. And so over time, throughout training camp and practice, we were able to somewhat adapt to that speed of play, and then when the season started, we just hit the ground running. And it was perfect.
You look like you're in tremendous shape. You're a guy that's always done some cutting-edge things from a nutrition standpoint. You got any more basketball in you?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean,
really?
I played last year.
Right, I know that, but like moving forward, is basketball still on your mind? And if it is on your mind, where do we look to see you potentially playing next year?
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, basketball is definitely on my mind. I'm training like you wouldn't believe at the moment, and so I keep myself in shape. But I'm also playing the Big Three, which is a cool situation for me to kind of somewhat stay in shape. And then I'm just preparing to see if I can make a comeback to the NBA. But we'll see.
So you still have NBA aspirations? Because I think I
had read that, but I didn't know if I could. I didn't know if my source was good enough. A lot of times my sources a little sketchy.
But I mentioned when you walked in, you said you were playing at 245. What do you weigh now? You seem thin, like you seem cut up, but thinner than I remember you at your playing weight. That's intentional, it seems.
For sure. My goal is to be as light as possible, but as strong as I can be. So right now I'm at about 235, 238, but I feel like my strength is the same as it was back when I played.
What advantage does the Amar'e that's sitting here now have over the guy in that graphic behind you?
Well,
because if you're going to come back and play, I'm just curious. Sometimes smarts, sometimes just knowing the game better, anticipating all that stuff actually helps out more than just being super, super young and athletic.
Oh, for sure. I mean, to have the IQ of the game now at this level is important, you know, to know how to play the game, how the game is played. On both ends of the court. And then also just the leadership qualities that's needed right now with the young players is important as well.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.